Previously, on Realms and Nerds, the Vassanoka Adventures.
I've been hearing rumors of an evil brewing in Vermore. Son, find out the truth and bring it back to me. Ben, I am tasking you to be the protector for my son. A great fire slashes the beaches of Farland.
Who are you? Identify yourself.
My name's Krohl. I think I just came back from the dead, see? Now I have one goal in life, and that's to kill the followers of Tiamat. I was standing on top of a mountain when suddenly I disappeared and reappeared here.
Wait, a mountain?
In a place called Vermore. I feel like Bahamut is making his will known, so I'll work with you guys.
Then I guess all three of you are leaving first thing tomorrow morning.
Ben, so you're, not human then?
No. I guess you could call me a changeling. I believe that's what people probably refer to us as.
I say we go through Murdog. That's where my mother's from, and they should grant us safe passage.
You guys were taking a road towards the Murdog region, which is going to be taking you, it's a straight east road. After you guys have been traveling for a little while, you hit a small road that, if you guys decide to follow it, it will take you into the town of Torrenbach, down the coast, a little ways from Westport. Or if you guys want to stay on the same road you're heading, you guys can go right to the Torrenbach River, and from there, you can follow the river, perhaps wait for a ferry to come by. They're pretty frequent on the river, considering that the river's mostly used.
Important question.
Yes.
Do you mean a ferry like a boat?
Yes.
Or a ferry like a pixie with wings?
Yes, a ferry like a boat.
Okay, in this kind of world, it's pretty important.
Yes.
We're gonna ride a pixie ferry across that river.
Hi-yo Tinkerbell.
So I guess it's up to you guys.
Did we decide if we were going to Murdog or Hyler?
Murdog.
Halir.
We're going to Murdog.
Okay.
Can I do I guess you could tell me what kind of check this week. Basically, I want to do a check to see if Llew has any prior knowledge about, like, if there's any reason they should go into this town.
Into the town of Torrenbach?
Yeah, like if he knows anything about the town from his experiences.
Yeah, sure, I guess just do a history roll, I guess. I guess I'm just telling you what Llew knows, but...
So 14?
Yeah, so with the 14, I can tell you, most of what Llew knows is that Torrenbach is a town. It's right on the coast, just like Westport. However, Westport is more of goods are constantly coming and going from that location, whereas the port city of Torrenbach is more of goods get shipped in, and then from there they flow down the river into the northern heart of Farland. So, there's not much wealth there. A lot of people are constantly coming and going. Yeah, that's about it.
So this is the same day,
Yep,
right?
You guys rode straight through the morning, and you just now got on this road that could potentially take you into Torrenbach, or you can continue on this road that you are, which is kind of just heading straight east towards the Torrenbach River.
Okay. Well, my vote's to go into the town. I'd really like to rest in a comfortable bed before we continue on our journey.
Well, it'd be nice to see if there are more necrophiliacs out there, so I say we head for town.
Well, I was going to say something to the extent of where you lead I should follow, but I don't think I really want to follow up necrophilia.
Well, that's alright. You can follow me. He can go off and do his own thing.
Well, that's what I was... Alright. And Ben just falls silent.
Alright.
Cheer up, Ben. We're on an adventure.
You guys get into the town of Torrenbach probably around 5:30. Sun is, in that kind of orangish yellow stage. Not, it's going down. Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Of you. But I'm about ready for a night's sleep.
Well, I don't exactly sleep, so I guess I'll just hit the bar.
I, too, would like a cold ale and warm company.
Well, I'm not surprised, Lou. You did wake up fairly late in the day.
So, you guys all heading to the local tavern?
Before I do so, so is there a bank in this town?
A bank?
Yes.
Yes. There is a bank.
Okay.
I would like to make a withdrawal of 300 Lou dimes.
So I'd like to go to the bank if I could.
Okay. The bank is located just down the street from the tavern, probably 2 or 3 buildings down on your right. Out front, you just got your traditional horse posts. The front of the building, pretty normal, just wooden, like most of the houses and buildings in this region. So you go inside.
Okay.
Are you guys following, or are you going to the...
I'm
No and no.
Okay.
Ben is going to be tying up his horse at that post, his horse Winifred, and he's going to stand post outside of this bank while Lou is in there getting the money, honey.
All
Kroll's
right.
trying to keep a somewhat low profile, because he is undead, so he's not too sure how people are going to react. So he's trying to not draw attention to himself.
I'm not dead
until,
yet.
of course, he hits the tavern. But right now, he's just going to stand.
Then it's shots, everybody.
All right. So Kroll and Ben are just going to be standing outside the bank, and Lou is going in. Walk up to the counter.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, my name is Llew Westaryn. I suppose you know who I am?
Oh, of course. How may I assist you, my prince?
Well, you see, it would appear that when we left on our journey, we neglected to bring my purse along with me. I was wondering if it would be possible to secure a small loan from you. Obviously, we could send word to my father, and it could be repaid in short term. It would not take very long.
This is quite peculiar. I will send word to your father.
Dear Dad, I need money, so I got a loan from the...
Hey, yo, Daddy, yo!
Pay them.
I got some big bucks down in the city. I need you to cover me. Yeah!
This is quite peculiar. I will send an eagle to your father. You should hear back very shortly if you'd like to go find a place to stay for the night.
Of course, yes. Since you're sending an eagle, would you mind if I added a little bit to the letter?
Of course not.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the paper that he offers me and just write, Dear Father, I'm terribly sorry. When I left home, I was in a bit of a rush, and I appear to have forgotten my purse. If you could approve a small loan from the bank, I would be incredibly grateful. Everything is going well so far. Ben is proving himself to be a noble companion, and our other party member seems to be doing his part. With regards, Lou.
So he looks, he sets the pen down, looks back at the paper and realizes that all it says is, Hey, yo, Dad, I just assumed you give me a lot of money when I left. Signed, Lou.
Lou can get money.
I don't think he's high while he's writing this.
Are you going to seal this in any way, any fashion? I believe you should have a signet ring. If not in your backstory, being a royal.
I guess we never really talked about it. I don't know if it actually says in his backstory if he has one.
It's in your backstory. It's one of the things that's on you for the.
Oh yes, it is.
Noble.
I was saying, I've got a signet ring even.
Yes, it definitely is. All right, I'm gonna kind of fold this letter up and take my signet ring and seal the letter.
All right. So Lou carefully rolls this letter up, and the banker, whose name is Raj, by the way. Raj is going to grab some wax that is on his counter and put a small drop on there, and Lou is going to take his signet ring and press it right into it, leaving his family crest for his father. After that, Raj simply says, yes, please just come back in a few hours. We should hear from your father.
Absolutely. Will you be open late tonight, or shall I stop by in the morning?
Yes, I should be here for most of the night. I have some paperwork to do, but if it's locked, just knock. I may answer. If not, come by in the morning.
Very well. I will see you soon, good sir.
Thank you, my prince. So, Lou's just going to step out of the bank, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. And Ben and Kroll are waiting outside for Llew as he exits the bank. And where's the trio headed now?
I suppose the tavern to rest up and
Well,
wait
now
for the
that
eagle.
now that that's settled, I'd like to grab a drink or two before I come back over.
I'm right there with you, bud.
I'll follow along, but don't expect me to partake in anything.
So you guys go to the tavern. Like I said, it's just a few buildings down on your left now. You know, your traditional double swinging doors to push open.
It's a saloon.
What?
I said it's a saloon.
Blink, 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 blink.
Bar's off to the left side. It goes down about half the length of the main room and then turns off. In the back corner is a pool table or a Jonkers table.
Jonkers?
Jonkers.
What is that?
It's kind of like pool.
Oh, like you swim in it?
You take you take some sticks and you hit some balls.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah, Jonkers.
Ben's gonna go play that.
All right. And on the other side of this room is seating area, booths along the right side. And in the far back, there's a staircase that starts in the right corner and goes up towards the left.
Ben does that.
You going to?
I thought you were playing the game.
Yeah, are you playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing the
Yon-
game.
Yonkers?
I'm going to Yonkers.
All right. Lou's gonna walk over to the bar. Good sir, a round of ale, please.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, ma'am. My mistake.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah. What do you want?
Something to drink if it's not too much trouble.
Of course. What do you want?
Just an ale for me.
Coming right up. This bartender fetches you some ale from the barrels and brings it back to you and sets it down. Anything else?
Do you rent rooms here?
Yeah, it's a tavern.
Do you have any available tonight?
How many do you need?
And he's gonna lean over, and yell over to the corner where Ben is. Ben, do you want to share a room with me?
I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen.
So, just the honeymoon suite and a single?
Well, maybe the honeymoon suite for me. I think 2 rooms for them.
Oh, I don't need a room.
Okay.
Whatever, playboy.
One honeymoon and then one other room then, I suppose.
She's gonna reach under the bar, grab 3 keys out, throw them out on top of the bar. Payments in the morning. Don't go without paying.
And how much do you charge for your rooms?
It's 20 gold each.
All right.
I've got 20 gold to my name.
Hey, yo, daddy-o.
It's like, hey,
You got the big bucks.
King, you wanna cover me on this one?
Anything else?
That will do for now, thank you.
Alright. She turns and goes back to polishing glasses.
Oh, wait, I don't believe I caught your name.
Sana.
Alright, Sana, my name is Llew. It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, I'll be seeing you then.
Yep. Probably all night.
Woo! I win another round.
Good on you, Ben. And, I'm just gonna go sit at, one of the tables, I guess.
Alright.
Hey, I'll catch up with you later. And Kroll's actually going to leave the tavern.
Without paying.
He hasn't drank anything, bub. And he's going to explore the town a little bit.
Okay.
You looking for something in particular, or just want to know what's around?
Just kind of getting a feel for the town, because, well, you never know. There might be some...
Women.
Yeah, sure. There might be people here of detestable nature he has to keep his eye out for. You know, maybe pick up on people who are followers of Tiamat. He doesn't know.
Sure. So, as Kroll's walking around for about an hour or so, he's able to learn a little bit about Tornbach. Tornbach is built on the Tornbach River, right at the mouth of the river. Pretty easy, simple stuff. The biggest part of the town is most definitely on the west side of the river. The east side of the river is just a little bit smaller. Most of the activity takes place on the west side, probably also because it's closer to Westport and they don't have to cross over the river if there's any goods coming, just a little bit easier. The town's mostly made of wood with some stone buildings here and there. For the most part, the main stretch that you guys are on right now has a tavern, a brewery, has a few hotels. There's different shipping companies that are scattered along all throughout the city, just because, for the most part, a lot of this town is just about goods coming in and then shipping down the river. Once you get closer to the docks on the river, that's where the industry really starts pumping, and that's just mainly laborers are always working over there. It's not really a public area. It's more so you're over there if you're there for business most of the time. And, that's pretty much Tornbach in a nutshell.
I don't see anything iffy or...
No, I don't think you see anything that is really suspicious or anything.
Alright, then I head back to the tavern.
As the sun starts to set and nighttime starts to, really set in, more and more people start coming in the tavern, for drinks and, things of that sort. There's definitely some humans, human males, females scattered around. There's a few half-elves in there and a few dwarfs. In the right corner, right as you walk in, there's a big booth, and sitting in the booth are two Goliaths, kind of just minding their own business. They have huge glasses of ale. Both of them have war axes propped up against the table next to their booth. For the most part, you got a couple people playing Jonkers over in the corner. Occasionally throughout the night, a few people head upstairs, hit the hay. Not too much activity going on, nothing crazy.
I guess Llew would like to try and go over and talk to a couple of the women that are hanging out.
Okay. Llew is standing at the bar, I assume? Or had been sitting at the bar?
He went to a table that was next to the bar.
Okay. So there's two girls, one blonde, one brunette, sitting at the bar, and Llew walks up.
Hello, ladies.
And roll a charisma check.
Just from that.
Alright.
Hello, ladies.
That's an 18.
Continue.
Alright, Pierce Brosnan, go ahead.
My name is Llew Westaryn.
Oh my gosh, Llew Westaryn?
Whoosh! All the girls.
Yes, hello, it is I, yes.
Ben hears us
Hi,
from over the
I'm
table.
Jasmine.
Hello, Jasmine.
Just like the spice.
Yes, of course.
And, she just kind of sleekly winks at Llew.
Alright. And he's gonna turn to her companion. And you are?
My name's Daisy.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too, Llew.
Well, would you care to come sit with me?
Oh, of course.
And just like that, Llew's picked up two girls and is now sitting at his table.
Literally or figuratively?
Yes, he picks them up with his big man
Oh,
muscles.
I do have a +3 on strength, so I probably could pick them up.
And actually, Sana the bartender has been standing by, polishing some glasses, pouring a few drinks while Llew strolls up to the counter. And as Llew walks away, under her breath, she just goes, "Pretty boy."
Oh, she's seen them all.
He's just gonna shrug it off. He's in a good mood. So, after I've hung out with them for a little while, and he's not drinking too much because he doesn't want to get crazy.
Okay.
But after he's been there for a little bit, now ladies, I need to run down the street to the bank. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, of course not.
And he's gonna take a quick jog up to the bank.
All right.
Krohl's gonna actually go up to the bar. Her name's Sana, is it?
Yep, Sana.
So, Sana, can I get some of your best ale, if you don't mind? It's on my buddy's tab.
Oh, you mean the prince?
Oh yeah, I'm his traveling companion. He'll put up for me.
Yeah, all right.
So, as he drinks whatever ale he gets, how long have you been here in Tornbach?
I don't know, like 3 years or so?
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from up north. My mom and dad were just some ranchers.
That's interesting. So you're not originally from around here, are you?
Nope.
So how'd you get into the tavern business?
It's a long story.
Well, I got nowhere to be, and trust me, I'm not going to sleep.
Well, alright. Well, it all started, like I said, on my mom and pa's ranch. Just grew up like any other kid. Pa got killed by some bandits. I think they were ogres. I don't really know. After that, Ma just... she just wasn't the same. I took off at 18 when Ma died and just been bumming around ever since.
Well, I'm sorry for you. I truly am.
And she's gonna fill his cup back up. It's not all bad. I mean, get to see the fools of the world.
Well, that's gotta be entertaining.
It sure is. A few more people sit down at the bar and... excuse me. He runs down the street, goes to the bank. There's just one torch out front of the bank. You don't really see any lights on inside or anything.
Okay. Is it locked?
I don't know. You gonna try the door?
They're closed. You're too late.
Yes, I would like. Yes, I would like to try the door, please.
The door is locked.
Wrecked.
Get wrecked.
I'm gonna knock then.
All right. Llew knocks, waits just a few seconds, and Raj comes to the door. Yes, how may I help you?
Hello, good sir. Llew Westaryn. I'm
Yes, of course.
I'm back, of course. Has the eagle returned?
Yes.
Okay.
Please, come inside.
Yes. I hope your work this evening is going well.
Of course. He opens the door for you to walk in, and then closes it and locks it behind you.
He's gonna die.
Walks over to the main counter, and Raj stands behind the counter. Yes, your father wrote back. He said that I could give you, ruffles through some papers. He said that I could give you 430 gold pieces.
Well, thank you, good sir.
And he's going to turn around, walk down a small hallway, come back with a small purse.
Thank you very much, and, would you like me to, sign some paperwork, perhaps give you my seal, something of that nature?
Oh, your father took care of it all. Don't worry.
I appreciate your trust. You know that the Westaryn family is honorable, and we will take care of this debt.
Yes, of course. Have a good night, my prince.
You as well, and good work to you.
Thank you. So Roger's gonna escort you to the door, open it up, and Llew walks back out, and he's on the street.
Okay.
Is Llew gonna head back to the tavern now?
Yeah, he's got some girls waiting for him. And apparently a mounting bar tab as his friends are ringing up under his name. It's a good thing Dad came through. I'd be in trouble with this stupid undead paladin.
Yeah.
The price of being royalty.
So Llew walks back in, and when he pushes open the door, he flings it open, and right as he does, there's a dwarf that's walking by, and hey! What are you doing?
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah? Your apologies, huh?
Look, I meant no offense.
That's what they all say, them tall boys. No offense. Take my land, no offense.
Look, my friend, could I buy you a drink?
A drink? Yes, you can.
Everything solved with alcohol.
Why is alcohol such a good commodity?
Alright, come with me, and I'm gonna, usher him to an open seat at the table that I was sitting at.
Yeah.
This is, Jasmine and, Daisy.
Hi.
It's gonna be a long night.
Sana, could I get a round of ales all around over here, please?
Coming up. Sana's going to rush over, get, 4 glasses, and she comes back to the table and sets 4 ales down, and immediately goes back to the bar, where she props up against the bar and is smiling as she watches Llew try and solve this situation.
Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna start drinking our beer and, have a good time.
As these 4 ales show up, this dwarf immediately grabs his and puts the entire thing down, and then grabs Lew's before he does, and starts sipping off it.
Oh, shit!
Well, you, can certainly know how to put your beers down.
Oh, you better believe it!
Well, by all means, drink up.
I will! And he takes the cup and walks across to the bar. While he's finishing it, puts it down at the edge of the bar, and exits the tavern.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Alright, Lou's gonna take a couple steps over to the bar and go, I hate to trouble you, but,
What, you need another brew?
if it's not too much of an inconvenience, I appear to have found myself without one.
She already has one actually under the bar that she puts down right on the bar.
Alright,
Bjorn comes in here a lot.
I can tell. Thank you. And, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the table, we're gonna hang out for a while, and then, I guess I'll invite them to come up to my honeymoon suite with me.
Well, you better roll, good old-fashioned no, not charisma. What is it?
Persuasion.
Deception.
Persuasion check. Don't decept these poor girls.
I got a big one, and you're gonna enjoy it.
Persuasion? Okay. That's 22.
Like usual, Llew is smooth as butter.
Well, ladies, this has been quite a fun evening. I'd hate to see it end so soon. What do you say that, we move this upstairs? I have booked the honeymoon suite.
Oh, of course we will.
Alright. Well, Lou's, off to bed.
Alright.
Kroll's just gonna remain at the bar chatting with Sana.
Okay.
How's Ben's luck been at the table?
Ben actually has been doing quite good at Jonkers, believe it or
I'm
not.
surprised he's had time to win with all his disapproving glances at Llew.
Can't quite focus.
He actually has profited 20 gold pieces off these suckers at these Jonker tables.
Good. That's enough to pay off his room. So at that point, he's gonna call it a night. Because he's been up since the crack of dawn, so he's gonna hit the hay, as it were.
Alright. So, at this point, Llew has already gone upstairs with his two girls, and Ben is now turning in. Krohl, how long are you gonna stay at the bar?
I don't know, until she either kicks me upstairs or just all night, I guess. Offer to clean a table or something, you know. He's bored. He can't fall.
Okay.
He can't fall asleep. He can't sleep.
All right. Yeah. So, Krohl and Sana talk through most of the night. They both come to enjoy each other's company quite a bit, actually. Sana opens up to Krohl. I mean, as much as a pretty cold person can. Krohl does indeed help her wipe down a few tables and put some chairs up. The sun's just starting to come up. The morning bartender comes in and relieves Sana of her duty, and she heads off. It's nice chatting with you.
It was nice meeting you, Sana. I hope we get to talk again soon.
Don't worry, I didn't charge you for your room.
Oh, well, thanks. I much appreciate that.
No problem. She heads off. Morning comes around. The rooster's crowing. Ben gets ready for the day. And you're gonna head downstairs. And what about Llew?
I mean, I think Lou's getting up fairly early. Maybe not as early as Ben, but, I mean, he didn't get trashed or anything last night, so...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he had a little bit of a late night, but he's still getting up pretty early.
Okay. So both Krohl and Ben being downstairs, part of the room fee is also breakfast included in the morning. So they eat up, and I assume right about the time that they're finishing eating, Llew is just now groggily moving down the stairs.
Missed breakfast again, I see.
Looks like you had a fun night.
Oh, it was quite enjoyable. I think I've got time for a quick bite before we take off. So, is this like a buffet, or do I have to order breakfast?
The bartender actually was listening to you, as you're talking to Ben and Krohl, and actually on the grill is already some, a few strips of bacon and some scrambled eggs that are already ready. He can just throws it on a plate and shoves it in front of you.
Well, thank you, good sir.
Of course.
I'm just gonna eat this real quick and, say, alright, well, I suppose I should settle up my tab before we leave.
Yeah, so, looks like you, sir, what is it? Oh, Are you Sir Pretty Boy?
Ben laughs.
Well,
He sure is.
I'm flattered, I'm sure. I suppose so.
Well, it looks like it's 30 gold piece for your room, and your tab looks like, oof. It's gonna be 80 in total.
You sure drink a lot there, bud.
And how much did you pay for your drinks, Krohl?
Oh, you know me.
I believe he paid in the work that he helped do overnight.
I mean,
while
I
you
did
were
say I helped clean the bar, so she probably gave me a free pass.
with your companions, shall we say?
Oh, actually, there is a few charges crossed off here. I'm sorry. 65.
All right, good sir. And here you are.
Thank you.
For the record, Ben paid his tab when he first went down in the morning.
Yes,
so
yeah.
the $20 gold pieces, whatever.
$20 gold
20
pieces.
fantasy dollars.
Woo! You guys really have two options now. You can look for a ferry that would be able to carry you and your horses, or there is roads that follow most of the river going quite a bit of ways, so if you guys just want to go on those.
Well, I just walk.
I'm going to be honest. This time when you said ferries, I actually did think like a ferry, not like a ferry boat.
You're such an idiot. Anyway, we want to just walk and save money.
I mean, I'm fine with either way. However, I do think that Winifred could use the exercise.
I propose that we take the river up to the Builder's Road. From there, we can head east towards Lockmar.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so you guys are now heading off, going northeast, following this river. As you get out of the main hustle and bustle of Tornbach, the land surrounding it, there's a few small farms here and there. Like most of Farland, it's rolling grassy hills, small forests and trees scattered everywhere.
I can Farland.
You guys also see some wild herds of horses, as well as horses that are on ranches, and Farland makes a lot of its living off of horses.
You don't say.
Or like I should say, most of the people inland in Farland do a lot of work with horses. And yeah, so been traveling a while, when all of a sudden, this river, which it quite clearly flows north, all of a sudden you just see water that looks like it's going back south, and then you see this big wave, and on top of this big wave is this giant raft that looks like it could be some kind of ferry, and it's on top of this huge wave, and this wave is rolling and just carrying the ship back up towards the Tornbach port, when suddenly this water level just levels out, and this ferry is now floating right down the river, right next to you.
There's a dwarf on it.
No, there's not a dwarf on it.
Who's on it?
That
What
dwarf
do you see?
isn't on it.
How about you roll a perception check?
Well, okay. Maybe I will. That's a nat 20, sir.
Whoa! On this raft that is quite large and looks like it's meant for carrying cargo and perhaps horses and other larger means of transportation, you see a man. Well, he's about 5'5", blue skin with blue hair. He has elf ears, kind of a stonish looking face that seems like it's wet and almost dripping all the time, as well as his skin. It seems like it's moist.
Probably the water.
Is it a Triton?
And this man is actually a genasi, a water genasi.
Ah!
Don't see many of those around.
That's something you don't see every day.
Oi! My name's Rainley. What could I do you for?
I'm sorry, could you run that sentence by me again?
I said my name's Rainley. What could I do you for?
What can you do me for? What can you do me for?
Yeah.
What were you controlling the currents, or was that...
Oh, yeah, no. You see, I'm a water genasi, so, controlling the water's kind of like my thing.
Oh, how convenient.
Well, hello. Do you think you could give us a ride north to the Builder's Road?
Well, I mean, I might as well, but what could you do for me?
Well, you could always add it to your sales pitch that you've had the Crown Prince on your boat.
Well, yeah, you see, I'm a water genasi, so controlling water's kind of like my thing. So, I've been all over this land, you know, all the water. Oceans, rivers, just go wherever the water takes me.
Well, if the fame alone is not enough payment for you, I do have some gold I could give you.
Just get on board and I'll see how I feel about you.
Oh, he's gonna end up having to pay him then.
Well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, so, Lew's gonna get on.
Ben will then get on as well.
So he's actually gonna...
Krohl will go on.
Yeah, after he makes land so we can get on.
He's actually, what he's gonna do is, he's going to turn this ferry completely around so that the door can fall right on the bank of the river, and all three of you actually are just able to walk right on with your horses. This ramp goes back up, and the ship turns and starts flowing north, down the Tornbach River.
Now tell me, we don't have very many genasi here in Farland. What made you choose to settle here?
Settle? Who said anything about settling?
Well, I know you said that you've been something of a nomad, but you chose to stay in this region, am I correct?
No, not really, just for a short time.
So you've been all over this world, then?
Well, yeah.
Well, so what do you think of Farland so far, then?
For the most part, I like it. It's fun land.
How recently have you been out east?
East? Well, you see, I was spending some time in the Sana River Valley not too long ago, before I got on a ship that brought me over to Farland.
So how are things out east?
Well, you see, it's not too bad. The halfling population in the Sana River Valley is real nice folk. They're very giving, and it's always fun to help them, help them with their irrigation, and, they have invented the neatest little mini surfing thing in their canals. It's so amazing.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad, boys.
Rainley, I have to ask you, not the, most pleasant of topics, but we've heard some concerning rumors of an evil in the East. Do you know anything of this?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but haven't seen much evidence of it personally.
Tell us what you've heard.
Well, I've heard news of a dark sorcerer and such of, land getting corrupted and such. That's it. Demons and devils. Tricky business.
We appreciate the information you've been able to give us.
Of course.
Have you heard anything about undead, maybe?
Well, not really any news of undead, just the rumors always of creatures from the depths.
Well, alright.
Well, now you have, because, fun fact, he's undead.
Indeed.
Krohl slaps Ben. What do you think you're doing? You don't need to spread this around.
I mean, I don't think he's taken aback
worry,
much
friend.
by it.
Yeah.
If you're cool with me, that's awesome.
I'm cool with most people.
Solid.
You just gotta get a reading for people. I wouldn't have shared that if I didn't think he would take it so well.
I suppose not. I don't want people freaking out, see?
Sure.
Hey everybody, this is Sedge,
And this is King Kegel, aka Lightsaber Ninja.
and we're two of the three hosts of Gaming Casual, a gaming podcast where three idiots discuss games in the gaming industry casually. Sometimes we get along, sometimes we disagree, and sometimes we go on 45-minute rants about consoles that haven't released yet.
Hey, I'm innocent here.
Bullshit. Check us out on Podbean, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes release every Thursday.
And not for nothing, but every single person that listens to our podcast happens to be a genius. And attractive.
Hey listeners, RJ here, and welcome to the mid-podcast break. Let's get right to it. If you're enjoying the episode and have not already, please consider adding us to your podcast subscription. And if you know anyone else you think would also enjoy the podcast, we definitely recommend sharing the show with them. Word of mouth is proven to be one of the best ways for podcasts and other media to increase their listener and viewer base. I am currently working on getting our podcast's Twitch channel to the affiliate level so I can upload episodes of the podcast as videos to that platform. As of the time of recording this, the channel is only 8 followers away from the required 50, and the only other requirement we have to meet to be able to get to affiliate is having an average of 3 viewers per stream. You can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/realmsnerds, REALMSNERDS. I've actually started editing both this podcast and the Cedar Country podcast on stream on the channel, so if you'd like a behind-the-scenes look or just want to chat, feel free to stop by. Podcast editing streams are Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, and also occasionally on Sunday and or Thursday nights at around 7:30 p.m. on nights when we don't meet to record for one of the podcasts. If you haven't followed our social media yet, we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all with the user handle RealmsNerds. One word, no space or underscore. If you make a post on social media about the podcast, please be sure to include the hashtag RealmsNerds, spelt the same way as our account name. If you're on Discord, we have a community group for all of our homebrew entertainment projects, which currently encompasses this podcast, the Cedar Country podcast I do with fellow Realms and Nerds co-host Ray, and my Red Sun 55 video game streaming and uploads content. It's a place for our fans to get connected as a community, and as such includes a whole section about the community, where you can share pictures of your pets, selfies, memes, projects that you've made or are working on, and a place to just discuss whatever else you'd like. You can find a link to the group in the episode description, and when you join, we do ask that you first please read and accept the group rules. In case you are a newcomer to the podcast, I'd like to inform you that we are concurrently running 2 separate campaigns. This one, called the Vassanoka Adventures, shown as Season 2 in Apple Podcasts, and another called The Return of Ornan, shown as Season 1 in Apple Podcasts. The episodes for the campaigns are released alternately, which, looking ahead from this release, means that episode 22 of the Ornan campaign will be released before the 3rd episode of this campaign. Listening to the Return of Ornan campaign is not required to understand or enjoy this campaign, so don't feel like you have to go back and listen to those episodes to enjoy this campaign. Thanks again to our friend Kyle for composing our main introductory theme, and thanks again to Justin of the Lit Gaming Arena podcast for your arrangement of the tune, which is used as the main theme for this campaign. Thanks as always to all of you for listening to our podcast. We very much appreciate each and every one of you. Now let's get back into episode 2 of the Vassanoka Adventures.
Hello! Check out our podcast, Grand Rapidians Play Video Games.
Every episode we review a beer,
talk about games we play,
and recommend a podcast or something else.
I'm Willie. I'm not your normal beer snob. I've been to more than 150 different breweries, but I always keep hams in the fridge.
I'm Ginger, and I am in the first Guinness World Record Book video game edition on the Tetris page.
I'm Simon, and I can usually kick their butt in most video games.
We drink while we record.
Fuck yes, we do.
Find us wherever you find podcasts, and enjoy.
You guys have been traveling on this river for a few hours. Rainley is quite attuned with water and is able to constantly propel the water behind his ship, which allows him to kind of just skate down this river quite quickly.
So, if you don't mind my asking, why do you use such a large raft if all that's on it seems to be you?
Well, sometimes I put stuff on this ship to get a book. Other times, just nice to pick people up and see where they're going.
Just going where the water flows, you say?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the only ship I use. I sell it when I'm done with it. Get a new one.
Quite an interesting life you lead.
You could say that.
Well, anyways, we're very appreciative of your help in getting us northward.
Of course. he's going to just go back to tend to some stuff in the back. Was just looking at his ship. Gives you guys a second to kind of just discuss and have a moment alone by yourself.
So, where are we going after Lockmaw? Any plans?
Ben is actually going to walk away into the corner and practice turning into his appearance into that of a water genasi now, I guess.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you can take on a light blue skin appearance. His eyes are kind of like dark blue marbles with just like a black pupil. And as far as hair goes, his hair is another lighter shade of blue, but darker than his skin color, lighter than his eyes. And at the ends, it actually stands up and kind of swirls like there's water constantly on the very tip of it, kind of moving it around as it floats a little bit.
Okay.
Say, Rainley, do you happen to have any fishing poles?
Oh, yeah. He goes actually to like his small little cabin and in the back and comes out with 2 fishing rods.
I think I'd like to do a spot of fishing while we're on the river.
Well, I'll slow it down then. The boat slowly starts to slow down a bit, just to the point where, you're not scaring all the fish away.
Okay, I'm going to take a rod and go up to the top of the boat to do some fishing.
All right, you know what? Roll a survival check.
Okay. 15.
I think Rainley stops down and is fishing with you for probably about 30 to 45 minutes. He catches 2 pretty large fish, about 10 inches each. You get 3 or 4. They're a bit smaller, about, like a 3-inch, 4-inch fish.
A couple of minnows.
Okay. Ben, I don't suppose you could fix these up for supper tonight?
Those appear to be a bit small, but I think I could manage.
And Rainley's actually gonna take both of his fish and slap them down.
How long are his fish that he caught?
Both about like 10 inches.
Look at that.
Hey, Renly, you mind if I share one of your fishes?
Now you see that?
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
That's more of a dinner type of fish.
I'm not exactly hungry, per se. I don't exactly need food, but I do love the flavor.
Right, yeah. So Rainley is going to start deboning one of his fish and offers the other fish to get deboned by anyone else.
Well, I don't have a knife. Literally my only weapon.
Yeah, Ben is going to be working on...
I'm going to debone it with a great sword.
I mean, I have hand axes.
Ben will start... I have short swords, if you're looking at, items. I don't have any, knives in my equipment.
You wouldn't happen to have an extra filleting knife, would you?
But, yeah, but Ben's gonna help, with the ones that Ben caught, or that Llew caught, because Llew asked him to. And then I guess if, and because, Rainley, I guess, is offering, or wanting someone else to do it, he can do that one as well.
Okay. So let's roll a survival check to see what your survival skills are.
Well, that's a 7.
Yeah, so while you're working on these smaller fish, having a bit of a hard time just because they have some real small bones.
Yeah, real small fish.
Yeah.
Little minnows.
Little 3-inch fish.
So, as you're actually working on them, I think Krohl walks over and borrows a knife from Rainley. You want to roll a survival check to see how you do deboning this second fish.
That's a 19.
Krohl apparently was a big fisher on top of a mountain.
He was a butcher in the mountain place. He had to work with the cooks a few times,
So, he does pretty well, and as you guys have been journeying, it's probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So you guys can either go a little longer and then pull over to start a fire and cook this fish up, or if you want, you can just stop right now and start preparing for a supper.
Rainley, you're really the one kind of driving this boat. So about how long do you think we should be going down the river before making camp for night?
Where you guys trying to go?
Well, we're trying to make for Lockmaw, see.
Yeah, well, on the river, we got, next ports are gonna be, Westbuck and then Weston.
I believe if you could drop us at the Builder's Road, we could make our way from there.
Yeah, alright, going all the way past Weston then, alright. We can stop at nightfall. We should be to the Builder's Road about midday tomorrow.
Sounds good.
That sounds fine for me. I think that we're making good time.
I concur.
All right. So you guys keep trucking on and stopping. Rainley pulls this ferry over, and just like you did when you guys were loading up, he turns the boat sideways and brings it right up to the bank, and this door falls down onto the riverbank. And then he hands Llew and Krohl 2 ropes to tie to some trees right there that are attached to his boat. And you guys tie those knots. Hopefully pretty good.
Hopefully. Yep. Wake up in the morning, his ferry's gone.
You guys gonna eat anything with your fish? Gonna look for anything?
Llew, are you feeling like anything to accompany the fish that we have? Should I go scrounging around for berries or something?
Well, I'm always for a balanced meal if we could find something else to go along with it.
All right, I shall return. And Ben is going to go foraging.
Let's roll a nature check.
Okay. So, you said nature check?
Yep.
That's going to be 13.
So I think that after looking around for about 15 minutes or so, Ben comes back with a small handful of berries, some other edible plants and stuff that he's found, and it's just a little bit of nice extra flavor that you guys are able to add to the fish. Guys start cooking. Everything goes pretty normal. Guys have a nice meal. So, I mean, as you're sitting with Rainley, what are you guys chatting about?
Let me tell you, when you die, it is not as bad as it seems. I speak from experience.
Yes, we all know.
The worst part is the coming back. If you happen to get that lucky.
Wouldn't that be unlucky if it's the worst part?
However you take it.
I mean, he is alive. That counts for something, does it not?
I surmise.
Yeah, I guess I like staying alive.
I too, enjoy the aspects of living.
Yeah.
Well, what a wonderful evening. Out here eating good food with good company under the stars. This land really is beautiful.
Aye, it is. And, you guys all lay down, look at the stars as you fall asleep.
What do you think stars are made of?
Krohl, I know you don't sleep, but we do, and I think we would all appreciate being able to get some sleep.
I think they're probably angel farts.
Really? I just thought they were giant balls of gas burning billions and billions of miles away.
Well, where do you think that gas comes from?
Well, that's a good point.
I'm never going to get any shut-eye.
And actually, as you guys start to fall asleep, Rainley goes and sits on his boat for a little while, and then you actually hear it sounds like something was just dropped in the river. Someone just jumped in the river.
Ben is up and alert.
Krohl is up and drawing his greatsword.
You guys actually run over to the river, apparently sword in hand, just to find Rainley swimming against the current and kind of just laying there and just relaxing. And
my man, you scared us to that.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
I thought you got killed or something.
Oh no, just hanging out with my nature.
What do you just have a midnight swim or something?
I mean, yeah, basically.
What's going on over there?
Oh, it's just Rainley's. Just kind of having a midnight swim.
Are we skinny dipping?
No, my liege, that's... I mean...
Oh yeah, there's a couple sirens here. I think you love it.
Unless you're wanting to.
No, I think I'll just relax by the fire.
Alright.
Rainley reassures you that everything is fine, that he's not in any danger. Think you guys get to bed?
Krohl just sits staring in the fire, contemplating the afterlife.
Sad Krohl. I mean, if Krohl can...
He's just dwelling
If
on...
Krohl can eat despite not needing it, can Krohl sleep despite not needing it?
Some part of me doubts that. No, he's probably just sitting around with his little bloodlust boiling in his heart.
To be fair, if you didn't have to sleep, would you want to?
You guys all go to bed, right? And wake up in the morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
God, I knew you were going to do
Wake
that.
up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy.
Kong.
And Rainley's actually already standing on the ship. Good to see that you're awake. Get on board.
And I guess we got on board.
All right, I'm gonna
Does Rainley never sleep?
I'm gonna grab my horse's reins and bring him back on the ship.
Ben is gonna coax Winifred, ask her how her morning meal was, and get her on the boat.
Okay.
And Krohl brings Crystal on the boat.
Krohl lifts up his horse and just thunk.
Yeah, you guys take back off early in the morning, get a nice early start to your day. So you're cruising down this river. You guys go through the city of Westbach. It's a pretty small city. It's coming around noontime, and as the sun is about just in the middle of the sky, you guys are approaching the city of Weston. As you start to get closer, Rainley slows the ship down to about the just normal pace of the river and flows into town. This town is right next to the Builders Road, so if you guys want, he can take you to like the main docks on the river, or if you want, he can just pull over right on the side of the canal and just let you guys off.
Rainley, why don't you just pull up on the beach right there? That way you'll be able to depart quickly. I'm sure you're anxious to get back on the river.
No worry. But he does indeed pull over and let the three of you off.
As Ben is getting ready to depart, he goes over and shakes Rainley's hand. We very much appreciate your help with our getting over here to the road.
You're very welcome.
And might I say, from one sailor to another, fine sailing.
He salutes Ben. And then he calls for Llew to come over. Really talks to Llew for a few minutes just about, basically just tells him that glad that he could help. Lets him know that, that he hopes that at some point their paths might cross again, perhaps on another body of water, across the beautiful continent of Vassanoka. Gives you a handshake and, actually lets you guys off free of charge.
Okay. Rainley, you wouldn't happen to have a scrap of parchment on you?
Goes and ruffles around in his stuff. Yes, apparently I do. And hands you the piece of parchment.
So I'm just gonna scribble down a quick little note or whatever, and take my signet ring and press it into the bottom of it, and hand it back to Rainley and say, if ever you're in need of a favor, bring this by the castle and present it, and I'm sure they can take care of whatever you need.
Thank you kindly. With that, he casts off with a wave of goodbye and is actually now heading back south towards the town of Tornbach.
Well, gents, do you think that we should stock up on provisions before we leave?
I suppose so.
Well, Ben, you've been keeping a good accounting of our stores. How much do we have now?
Well, our rations and everything seem to be fairly full. We've kind of spent quite a bit of time among different towns and taverns. So, we haven't gone through a lot of stock.
Very well, then I propose that we just pass through the town and make our way onward.
Sounds good.
Before we leave town, Llew just wants to stop somewhere real quick and fill up maybe a water skin or two of ale, or maybe if they can find some sort of a small keg or whatever that they can attach to Krohl's horse, something like that. I mean, nothing crazy, just a little bit of extra to bring along with them.
So, what you're telling me is Llew is just looking for any form of alcohol?
I guess. I don't know about any form.
He finds a barrel of moonshine.
Not exactly looking for pirate grog, but like...
As you guys approach the town of Weston, the first thing that you notice is that unlike most of the towns that you've been through recently, Weston is built primarily more out of stone and different bricks rather than wood, just because of its location's a bit further north. It's easier for stone that had been quarried. It's coming south to get towards these port cities. So, on its way, the town of Weston is mainly built of stone. As you guys are moving your way through, I think that Llew is able to spot, right on the corner, there's this shop. Jameson's Meat and Brew.
Krohl pops in,
Great marketing
buys a keg,
campaign.
and attaches it to his horse.
Gets what?
A keg, I think he said?
A whole keg?
Wow.
Apparently, y'all are gonna party.
Well, okay, maybe a small barrel or something. I don't know.
Not one, but 2 kegs.
Does Krohl have any money, or is he just gonna steal this?
You're the one who wants. I said buy it, but
you said Krohl's doing
well,
it.
Krohl's got to put it on his horse anyway. May as well be the one to go and get it. And
Okay.
put it on his horse.
I don't even know how much this is gonna cost me.
How about you find out?
Well, that was kind of what I was getting at.
Okay,
It sounded like which was what I was about to do, but then it sounded like Krohl was making a beer heist, so...
No, I said he goes in, buys some, and then hooks it up to his
It's like
horse.
you got moonshine in the trunk.
Alright, so I guess, how about this? Llew will go in with Krohl.
Awesome. Standing behind the counter is a tall, slim gentleman, short beard, black hair.
Is his name perchance Jameson?
His name is, in fact, Jameson. What could I do you for?
Hello, we are about to embark on a bit of a trip, and we'd like to stock up on a small barrel of ale.
Oh, sounds like a fun trip.
Well, you know, we like to be well provisioned.
Got anything in mind?
Do you make your own ales here?
Of course. I'm renownedly known for my mead.
All right, well, we'll take a barrel of that then, a small barrel.
Very well. Goes back to a back storeroom behind the counter and comes back with 2-gallon barrel and sets it down on the counter. It's gonna be 25 gold for you today.
Well, thank you, good sir, and I'll give him 25 gold pieces.
Very well. Takes the money. Have a good one.
And you as well. So I'm gonna hand it to Krohl. I'll say, Krohl, could you tie this to your horse?
Not a problem. And Krohl ties it to his horse.
As they're exiting, Ben's adventure wasn't fun enough for you as it was.
Of course not.
Well, what can I say, Ben? We need to be well provisioned for our journey.
I told you we were well provisioned.
Yes, you said we had plenty of food.
Yes, and we also have full water skins.
Yes, but now we are well provisioned. Who knows, what if we come along some damsel in the forest? I can't exactly entertain with water skins, now can I?
Why do I see you bring beer on a backpack?
What is the likelihood that we're going to find a damsel in the forest?
I don't know. If you would have asked me a couple of days ago what the likelihood of being kidnapped and tied up in the forest, what I would have also said very low.
For the record, you didn't say very low, you said you didn't know.
Can I get moving now?
Oh, Ben, let's just go.
Yes, my liege. Ben is gonna get back up on Winifred.
Okay.
We're going.
We're gonna ride out of town, yeah. Hit the road and take it east.
Moving right along.
All right. So you guys are now on the Builder's Road. How about one of you roll a history check for me?
I can do that. So, 13.
All of you are well aware of what the Builder's Road is. Even those who haven't had a formal education are well aware of both the importance of the road and the timelessness of it. The road itself seems to have been there through fall and rise of nation after nation, seemingly since the beginning. The rumor is that long ago it was cloud giants that originally created this road, and it may have been used in ancient conflicts between giants and dragons. But as far as the actual builders of the road, the builders are not certain. Nevertheless, this road holds a very, very strong significance as far as all the regions go, considering that it goes through, in some aspect, almost all of them, and it allows for travel completely around the country, following most of the coastline. Along with that, it's a stone bricked, in some place smooth stoned road. There are small communities built all along this road. People's houses and businesses can be found scattered anywhere, near the road, as far as the fact that it has a lot of travelers, so there's just a lot of foot traffic allowing for business to be possible. Other than that, nothing too special about the road.
I take it, given its fabled origins and use pretty much around the entire continent, that it's a fairly wide road.
It is indeed a fairly wide road.
Like wider than an average road, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, definitely wide enough for two
Cloud giants and dragons.
Yeah, wide enough for two full-size carriages next to each other on each side of the road, probably, if the traffic became that dense.
So like 4 carriages wide total,
yeah.
You're saying? Okay.
Yeah, so you guys get on the Builders Road and you take off. This has been going for quite a while. Again, you guys were leaving town just past midday. I think you've been traveling for 4 or 5 hours on the road, and you're getting pretty close to the border between Farland and Murdog. Haven't quite gotten there when the sun's starting to set and you guys have the choice to make whether you're going to continue through the dark or if you guys are going to decide to camp for the night.
I believe that we should at least try and make it into Murdog before we make camp.
I agree.
Well, we're well rested and well provisioned. I don't see a problem with continuing on.
Okay. And you guys going to fashion some torches? How are you guys going to go about that?
Is it a bright moon
Yeah, I'll light
tonight?
one of my torches.
It is actually a new moon tonight.
Oh, fuck's
Bum,
sake.
bum,
Okay,
bum.
we're lighting a torch.
Ben will light a torch.
Wait, a new moon or a full moon?
New moon.
Okay.
Not werewolf.
Nothing.
So what's that, like 60 feet vision?
I don't know.
Or
I haven't
Probably
looked
like
it up.
30 feet vision.
30 feet, 60 feet dim?
Let me find it in the book here.
I don't know.
Torch burns for 1 hour, providing bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
So
If you make a
there you go.
melee attack with a burning torch and hit, it deals 1 fire damage. So an hour of 40 feet of light, 20 of it bright, 20 of it dim.
Alright. Yeah, so as you guys are going on the road, the sun sets, and instead of the moon rising, it's actually a new moon, and the sky just continually gets darker and darker. The stars themselves are quite bright, but they don't provide any, real light for you guys. So you guys are just in your nice little bubble, just going down this road. You guys walking 3 abreast, or are you guys walking like single file?
Let's say 3 abreast.
Yeah, I surmise that works. I'll be on the right side and have
I'll be
Llew in the middle.
Alright, I'll be on the left.
Alright. So Llew's in the middle, Ben's on the right,
Yep.
Krohl's on the left.
Yep.
So, as you guys are going for quite a little while, all of a sudden you guys hear just a panic scream of a girl in the woods, and she's crying for life, and then suddenly it's gone. It's at its full peak, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Do we know which way it came from?
It came from just down the road, directly in front of you.
What on earth was that?
What? Ben, did you hear that?
I mean, yes, we all heard it, I assume, given both of your remarks.
We should do something.
Are you sure that's the best course of action for now?
Some night you are.
I'm just making sure that's what he wants to do.
We can't leave a woman just alone and in danger in the woods. That wouldn't be honorable.
All right. And Ben is going to dismount Winifred and have Llew... I don't know what the fuck to do with this horse.
Tell it to stay.
That's true. Winifred and a very good connection. Yeah, so he's going to have Winifred stay, and he's going to make his way towards the direction of the sound.
And the other two?
I'll dismount and leave Crystal there and just be like, you, stay. There. And
Crystal runs off.
So I'm not going to get off my horse just yet. I want to see if I can hear anything else in the woods.
Roll a perception check.
It's nat 20.
As Ben and Krohl dismount and start moving forward, Llew decides to stay on his horse, and as he strains his ear, he hears very faintly just like a small slurp sound. As Llew is straining his ear to hear, all of a sudden, again, all the noise falls silent, and he hears nothing. And then, immediately, far to your right side, almost parallel to you, you hear a very small crack of a twig.
I guess I'm going to try and see if I can get Ben's attention without making too much noise.
Ben turns to look at Llew.
So I'm just gonna, basically kind of keeping my hand low so that if there's anybody out there, they can't see my hand. I'm gonna motion and point towards where I just heard the stick crack from.
Ben is going to pass Krohl the torch and draw his longbow and try and make a shot in the direction that Llew was kind of gesturing.
Okay. Make me an attack roll with disadvantage.
I was like, can I do something here?
What do you want to do?
So I'm holding a torch.
Mm-hmm.
When I see him draw his bow, can I try to throw my torch in that direction to light up the area, sort of like a surprise sort of thing?
I mean, you
remember when Joan lit the forest up?
Yeah.
This isn't me, though.
I know. I'm just saying.
But yes, you can.
Mistakes have been made in the past.
I mean, because I'm here, the noise is by the road, right?
Off in the wooded area next to it, yes.
But it was right near the road.
I didn't exactly say
do you need
that.
do you need to make some sort of check to see if he can pull this off before I shoot my bow?
I just...
oh, wait.
You're throwing this into the woods?
I was thinking that you said this noise was near the road. So if I, threw it down the road, but, close enough to this thing, would it land on the road, or would I be, throwing it into the woods?
I guess roll a strength check for me.
Okay. That's 13 for strength.
Okay, make the attack roll with disadvantage, please.
Okay. So that's 7.
Right as Ben's about to loose this arrow, Llew tosses his torch towards the edge of the forest, and it lands right in the grass right before the forest, and this arrow goes whizzing over top of it into the woods, and you hear it hit into a tree. You didn't see anything when you threw the torch, except all of a sudden, you now hear a sound to the left.
Ben's gonna whip around and try and shoot another arrow.
Shoot all the
Another
arrows.
shot with disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I don't need to reroll. That's a critical fail.
As Ben looses his arrow, all of the sudden, standing less than 5 feet in front of him, holding the arrow, is a vampire, staring him down, looking through his eyes, through his soul, and he's going to make an attack roll against him.
Well, fuck.
He swings his arm to hit Ben. Ben flips his bow around and is able to stop this vampire from striking him. And I'm going to need all 3 of you guys to roll initiative.
We're fighting a vampire.
Alright. What do you get?
10.
Okay.
10.
What are you modifier?
Initiative is +3.
Mine +1.
Okay. Harrison?
13.
And what's your bonus?
My bonus is 0.
After this vampire actually juts right into the group of you, the horses that are, the 2 that have been dismounted are spooked and start kind of running around in circles and creating distance between this vampire and them. Llew is actually, who's still on top of his horse, I'm going to need you to roll an animal handling check.
16.
Llew is able to, regardless of this vampire that is now spooking Preston, he's able to get Preston under control. And this vampire is going to make another attack against Ben. And lands a strong right hook right to Ben's jaw. And
oh, fuck.
He went from a 1 to a 20.
Yeah.
A
strong right hook. This is a boxing vampire.
You're going to take 10 points of damage. And Ben he's hit so hard that he's actually knocked prone or falls down. Next up is going to be Llew.
So the horse doesn't attack independently, right?
I don't think the horse attacks at all.
It can.
Riding horses, they have an action as hooves, and I can use hooves as a melee weapon.
I feel like you would spur it to do that if you're riding it.
Yeah, I feel that'd probably be your action. Unless it says it's a bonus action.
What's the damage of the hooves?
2d4 plus 3. So I feel like that's probably going to be my...
I was gonna say, unless it says bonus action, it is probably an action.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. My question was whether or not the horse attacked independently, or if me as the rider, if that was taking my attack action. But I believe I think that's probably going to be my action.
Yeah.
I would assume, since I have to control the horse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Llew is going to spur his horse towards the enemy, and he's not too far away from me, right?
No, he's right in front of you, basically.
Oh, okay. I'm going to spur my horse in the direction of this guy and rear my horse back here to try to kick him.
Okay.
Do I don't have any of my modifiers if I'm using the horse, right?
No, it'd be the horse's modifiers.
Okay, so that's 18.
That will hit.
So that's 6 points of damage.
As Llew spurs Preston to go forward, Preston is charging, and right as he comes up on the vampire, he raises up on his hind legs and hits this vampire with both of his front hoofs, knocking the vampire back a little bit. Next up is going to be Ben.
Alright, Ben is gonna get the fuck up off the ground. And he's gonna draw his 2 short swords and go after the fucker. Alright, the first sword is gonna be 18 versus AC.
That'll hit.
And the second one is 11 versus AC.
That'll not hit.
Okay. 9 piercing damage on this vampire bro.
Okay. Ben puts his bow away and pulls out both of his short sword and charges in. His first attack, he's able to catch just across the shoulder, going down to the chest a little bit, and with his second one, the vampire is able to block his hand, and the attack doesn't go through. Next up is Krohl.
Alright, Kroll's going to take his greatsword and attempt to slash this guy.
Alright.
That's a 21.
That most definitely will hit.
Okay. 10 slashing damage.
Just as Ben's hand gets blocked, Krohl draws his great sword and comes down with a heavy blow that this vampire then has to let go of Ben to merely just takes it right on the arm, just almost like he was using his forearm like a shield. This vampire is now going to actually cast Charm on Krohl. And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, great. That's a 5.
Suddenly, Krohl no longer has his free will, for he is possessed and under the not possessed, but he's under the control.
He's possessed. Oh no!
What is it with my characters and getting taken control of? God damn.
After that, the vampire is actually going to use his legendary action to move back into the woods.
I'm sorry, did you say legendary action?
I did indeed.
What do you expect?
Move back into the fuck
into the darkness.
Shit.
Next up is Llew.
Can I see where he moved to in the forest?
You saw him jut off to the left side, but where he is at the moment, you are not sure of.
Okay. I guess I'm going to ride over and go pick my torch back up so that I can see.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab my torch, and then I'm just going to yell, Ben, do you see him?
Can I make a perception check to see if I see him?
For sure.
Alright. Nat 20 plus 2, 22.
Just then, the vampire reappears standing behind Krohl, and he starts whispering something in his new friend's ear.
He just appeared behind Krohl.
How sharp is the bottom of the torch?
It's not very
But you can deal
sharp,
one
but
fire
you
damage
do
with
have
it.
the ability to sharpen it if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'd like to sharpen this torch.
Alright, that is going to take your action, though.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Next up is Ben.
I'm gonna go over to the vampire fucko, and I am going to, as a bonus action, cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
Next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the target must succeed on a strength save or be restrained until the spell ends, which is up to a minute concentration.
Okay.
If it's a large or bigger creature, which I'm assuming he's a medium creature, though, has advantage. And while restrained by the spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns. The creature restrained or one that can touch the creature can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On a success, the target is freed. And then he's going to attack him with both of his long swords again.
Short swords?
Short swords, yes. Sorry, somebody had a long sword. I mean, so he's going to attack him with the short swords again. The first one is 15 versus AC.
Just barely gonna miss.
And yeah, but they're both gonna miss.
Next up is Krohl, who has been listening to the whispers in his ears, and he is now going to calmly and steadily move towards Llew and Preston, and he's going to make an attack against Preston, actually. So I need you to make an attack roll. And Harrison, I need you to make an animal handling check.
I rolled a 9, which I highly doubt is going to hurt Preston.
It's a 14.
So this giant great sword is swinging towards Preston's head when Llew yanks on the reins, and Preston does a quick circle and is able to just dodge this attack. Now we're back up. The vampire is now going to rush at Ben, and he's going to make an attack against him. A 14?
No, that won't hit.
Alright. Second attack is a 15.
That won't hit either.
Alright. This vampire runs at Ben and with both of his hands and claws attempts to make a strike, but Ben is able to just deflect these hands away from him. Next up is Llew.
Alright, well, since the vampire is now not looking at me, I'm going to try to turn Preston around and charge forward and plunge this now sharpened torch right into his back.
Okay, I'm going to give you advantage on this roll since you're on horseback.
Okay. You want me to roll with weapon or like just...
roll a plus strength.
Okay. 16.
As Llew just turns Preston around, now seeing the vampire exposed and vulnerable, he spurs Preston on, and right as he's about to hit a full sprint, Llew takes this torch, which he has sharpened the bottom of, and plunges it through the vampire's back into its heart. And the vampire simply freezes exactly where he is and falls over, and he's as hard as rock. Everything is completely still in the exact same place as he was when he was struck.
I want to dismount and run over and like smack Krohl in the face. Krohl, snap out of it!
Make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 12.
Krohl's going to go to make a unarmed strike at Llew for just hitting him.
It's a 6.
That's not gonna do it, bud.
You're gonna try and break him out of this spell again, or?
Yeah. I think I've got a shield as well, so I think I'm actually gonna like kind of hold my shield to protect myself. But again, I'm gonna like just like smack him across the face. Krohl, you've got to fight it.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 6.
Again, this time he comes at you with his sword.
You are one lucky bastard. That's an 8.
So this time I'm actually gonna, think I'm just gonna like shield bash him. Just like, not like, hard, but like just like straightforward, just like smash it into him. Krohl, now!
Make a constitution saving throw.
That'd be a 10.
Indeed, you do solve your problem of Krohl being charmed. However, Krohl is knocked unconscious and falls out. Finally is getting the rest that was unavailable to him before. And you guys now have a stunned vampire that is actually not dead. It is completely frozen. But the vampire itself is still alive. So how you guys want to handle this situation, we will resolve on another day. But as of now, the 3 adventurers are going to collect some firewood, start a small fire, and settle down right next with this frozen vampire for the night.